one person saw another person being nice to someone, and then in turn, they were nice to someone else, and it was like a chain of events of kindness. So that's like our topic of tonight, is kindness. Can I move this? Is that okay? Thanks, man. So at first when I saw that video, I was like, okay, that's cool. But then when I watched it again, I started thinking that like I should be that person. And I should be the person who like picks someone's papers up off the ground, or who gives someone a pat on the back, or cleans up a mess that I didn't make. Like in my house, when Seth makes a mess, he cleans up his mess, and I don't do it for him. But it would be cool sometime if I did and helped him out a little bit. And those things are small, like the things that they did for the people, they were small. But they set us apart, and they make a big difference. And we live in a world where kindness is kind of taboo. You know, we live with a lot of social media, and I love social media. I don't know why adults don't love social media sometimes, but I think it's pretty cool. I also think that it gives us a good opportunity to be mean to people, and a good opportunity to be self-absorbed when we're behind a computer screen, which is true. And so tonight, I don't know where all of you are at. I don't know if you're a Christian only when you come here, or if you shove Jesus down everyone's throat you meet, or if you're somewhere in between. But I do know that a little way that you can make a big difference in following God and following Jesus is to step out of your comfort zone and be a little bit out of the ordinary, kind to someone. So God doesn't call us to fit in. He calls us to stand out. And Jesus himself was an outcast. He hung out with tax collectors and prostitutes and lepers. And like in our day today, those would be nerds or sluts or people who have bad BO. But in order to look a little bit more like Jesus, we can do exactly what he did. And I'm not saying that means you have to go hang out with every nerd in your class, but I am saying that you don't have to talk bad about them with your friends after class. And it's just a little step to make a bigger difference. So Matthew 22, 36 through 39 is, I'm not going to have you guys read it, it's just a story, and it's someone asked Jesus what his greatest commandment is, and Jesus says, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and to love your neighbor as yourself. And so the love your neighbor as yourself part is what you saw at the end there. And it's just being kind. And so it seems simple, but it's actually kind of difficult because we're going like against the status quo. Okay, so tonight what you guys are going to do, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're not doing small groups. We're going to do a little activity. So you guys are in your tables. And basically, I'm going to get each table a Bible, and you guys are going to go on a little Bible scavenger hunt. So basically, you're going to find somewhere in the Bible, either in like somewhere where God was kind to someone else, whether it was through Jesus or through a story in the Old Testament. And you each have a leader at your table, or you will, to help you out with this, and in the end, you guys are going to have like 15 to 20 minutes, and you guys have to present your story or what you've learned in a fun way. You can't just stand up here and say, my group heard this story. It was really cool. You have to like do something fun, like a skit or a song, or you can draw something, or you can come up with a game. Like you have to do something creative, and every group is going to come up here and present it. So again, you're looking for somewhere that God showed kindness, whether it was through Jesus or through a story in the Old Testament. Yes? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, go. Actually, wait, I have to get back.